You've worked with some of the biggest names in comedy.
Cut it out.
You
No,
have
I have
though.
not.
You have.
I have.
Me. Just
Yes,
kidding.
that's right.
Kenan?
Yes.
Actually, I really want to know this. This is fun.
Okay.
When did you know you were funny?
I was confusing it between being funny and cute. I felt more charming early because I was like the gingerbread man at age 5. Really making people laugh was pretty early. Like me and my brother would go back and forth a lot. HBO just came out, so we were finally able to watch everything on repeat. Our
Right.
favorites like The Coming to Americas and The Trading Places, and
So you were quoting and
big time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And just cracking up. So yeah. What was your first job?
Okay, so it was at a place called Mesa Wraps, which was like Chipotle before Chipotle.
Mesa.
And I was wrapping big ol' burritos with like little high schooler hands. Like,
Right.
you know how people go
Yeah.
hard at Chipotle.
Well, for sure. Well, someone was a hairstylist before becoming a comic. And what did you learn from your time as a hairstylist that you brought with you to comedy?
I would say that the cliches are true. In hairstyling, people really do treat you like a therapist. Like they
Yeah.
open up.
All the way. Yeah.
Which for someone who likes to do characters, that was like a well of inspiration. I had this client, Jordy, she was like a pudding maker. Like no one else was making pudding, And I was like, I will absolutely be using that. Like
100%. You
traveling-
don't think about who's making the pudding.
yes.
On like a
traveling
large
around-
scale.
Delivery pudding too, like
Right.
traveling around LA delivering pudding. Have you ever had an I made it moment?
Like, look, Ma, I made it.
Yeah.
Getting cast in my first movie, which was a large movie because it was a sequel to something.
That's my knuckle puck. It's hard to be accurate, but it drives always crazy.
And then I had to go to hockey camp. And there,
And that grounds you a little bit?
Immediately. Tell us about your SNL audition.
I auditioned twice. My first audition, I don't even remember because it was also the first time I ever saw this stage in person. So suddenly I'm standing on the stage and I'm like, can I take a selfie? And then they're like, 5, 4, 3, and I'm auditioning. Like I did 12 characters and I wanted to make it undeniable. And then I got a call a week later that was like, we're bringing her back, but she has to do a whole new audition. And I was like, I did all the things I had.
Right.
The
It's kind
sketch.
of the best thing to have happen, right?
Yeah.
Like empty out your bag and then have to start,
Yes.
right? That's funny.
How did you spend your first paycheck?
I want to say on candy, but
Cute.
my mom was very strict, you know what I mean? So like,
Yeah.
I wasn't just giving like all this like free money all of a sudden. So any money I got still felt like it came from her. So it was
Maybe
like
still allowance vibes, or did you know
big
you
time,
were banking?
like some shoes. Like I knew I was
Okay.
getting like numbers in the paycheck or whatever.
Shoes. Okay.
Shoes, I think. Yeah.
Looking back on your early Nickelodeon days, how
Mm.
did working on all that and Kenan and Kel prepare you for SNL?
It didn't at all. Next question. I'm just kidding.
No gratitude.
Thoroughly. I mean, all that, especially because it was sketch comedy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The confidence of performing in front of audiences. You know what I mean? Like performing in front of kids, especially comedy, that's tough. It comes on you before you understand how to deflect it and not necessarily hold on to certain, ideas that everybody's watching, kind of thing.
Yeah. It would be cool to learn that language, like cameras, angles, like
Mm-hmm.
to learn that as a kid and like really get it in there.
Yeah, I mean, I
Would've
think
been
it
nice.
was very advantageous to like not have to do all that learning on the fly. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Everybody feels the pressure, in different ways, but in your first week here, it's gotta be insane. So,
My first season, for some reason, all I was eating was peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and ordering all the kids' books I liked when I was a child. And I was like,
in your happy place, looking for that happy place.
I'm trying to like protect myself in a really childlike way right
Yeah,
now because the
pull up
world
the
just got
covers.
real big and I'm in New York.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
world just got real big.
Yeah.
Tell me about the hardest time you have flopped on stage.
I did do an update a few seasons ago. It was like 80s cocaine wife. And I just remember like giving it my all and hearing nothing. I want to dance. Don't you want to dance with me? Colin will dance with me, won't you, baby? And there's something freeing in that, though. I was like, oh, I'm flopping, but then also, what am I going to stop? No, I got to go
Right.
harder now.
Right.
Like, you just got to.
Like, where's this disconnect happening? You know what I mean? And it's just like, okay, wow. I start laughing.
Just
And just
laugh.
yeah, because it's like big swing and a miss.
Who has had the most significant impact on your career, and what did you learn from them?
I gotta say Kel, because I don't have that many like professional multi-decade friendships like
Yeah.
that. That guy right there is like, we are attached. He always makes me laugh real hard.
He's funny.
To this day.
Yeah. My first season, I remember it was after a table read. You came around to me and you're like, Heidi, I want you to meet, and you're like, my friend Kel. And I was just like, oh,
Right.
I didn't know you guys were still friends. It was like I wanted to start crying. It's like, it's cliche, but it's a gift to all of us that you guys were put together, that you love each other still, your families love each other. Like, it's a beautiful story.
It is, man. It's really cool to be a part of.
Yeah.
Young lady, how did your time at the Groundlings help shape the quirky and layered characters that you bring to life here at SNL?
The Groundlings, really emphasizes characters. They want you to get into characters, but they also won't let you go cheap or too broad at things. They want specificity. They want real people. My mom is such a character. She wears her sunglasses at night and she says Cuba, and she
Cuba
yeah.
is delicious this time of year.
Yes.
I mean, everything's a party in Cuba.
That
Cuba.
was such an earworm for me. It's so good.
It's so good. But even with my mom, they told me at Groundlings, like, I try to do all the things that are her, and that's
Right.
a billion things. And they
Right.
were like, pick one. So you've been on SNL for over 20 seasons.
Really?
Yes. What's been the key to your longevity on the show, and how do you keep it fresh year after year?
Man, I don't know. It's tough. And a lot of the times you just have these gaps in inspiration, or you have these gaps in things that are actually landing. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And then as you swing and chip away at finding the next one, thank God, a lot of the time the next one comes along.
Totally.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Now, if you could live inside one of your SNL characters' worlds, who would you choose? And what kind of chaos would be unfolding?
I would do, there's a lady I do on Update that's your busy coworker who's doing seemingly nothing.
Oh my
And
God.
I like
The greatest.
the world that she lives in. I like that she has a computer and a water bottle and a charger. And I just got to work on my salad phone.
Oh my God, what does it say?
I'm screwed. What's your favorite SNL tradition?
I want to say the after dinner. You just feel all of us decompressing. We're just so unified, like we just ran the marathon together, and we all crossed the finish line. You
Totally.
know what I mean? And now we can all go home or
Yeah.
something, or we can all just release being under pressure for
Yeah.
a minute. What do you do to recharge on Sundays?
You know what I do, watch football.
Come on, KC. KC in the
I
building.
want you to actually come over this season. Barbecue.
I'm there.
Okay.
Let's go.
Okay. Is there a role or genre you haven't tackled yet but want to?
Yeah, people won't let me do drama yet. You know
Okay.
what I mean? Like, people tend to laugh when my face appears on the screen, and thank you
Yes,
for that, by the
thank
way,
you.
because it's been a lot of that.
Yeah.
I grew up doing very dramatic theater, but audiences have yet to allow me to do that, because I was like in a movie where it was like a serious movie, and I played a role, and then in the testing, the audience laughed, and it wasn't like appropriate, I guess, for the scene, so it got cut.
See, I think it would work because you're so beloved that if in a movie, if you were like breaking my heart, you would break my heart. I would
Yeah.
cry.
Oh, can I do one more? Who is your first comedic inspiration?
I will say the first time that I really felt like I want to be like them is watching Jack Black.
Amazing.
Like, just reckless, abandon, just you are free,
Hyper talent.
Yeah, like Tenacious D performed at SNL, and I was like, wait, but he's in Airborne, and then it was like Orange County, High Fidelity. He just had all those like supporting roles.
Shout out to Jack Black.
And then School of Rock is just,
Forget about it. That's all we have for today, but shall we ask, would you hire me?
of course, I'm gonna hire
Really?
you for your first dramatic role. I'm gonna write it.
Thank you very much.
You're gonna-
Thank you very
You're
much.
gonna cry
We're
on
gonna
camera,
do it. That's
and you're
right.
gonna make the audience cry.
Yeah, let's see if we can do it right now. Okay.